Welcome to another episode of Cooking with David and David. Today we're going to be testing my friend's recipe for lemon bars. So let's get started. This is supposed to be a vegan recipe, but we're going to kind of do a half vegan, half not vegan. So to start with, we're going to make the dough. We're going to take the flour here, 2/3 cup of powdered sugar, half a teaspoon of salt. So we'll do that. Whisk that together first, blend the dry ingredients, just nice, and then we are going to add the oil and stir until a uniform dough forms. So how do I want to do this? Do I want to do this with a spoon or a spatula, perhaps? I'm just going to start folding that in with the spatula. It takes a few minutes to get this part done, I think. Not too long. And of course, it's always important to prep all of your ingredients. Measure everything out beforehand. It makes it easier for you to assemble and also makes it easier so you don't forget anything. The dough is well mixed. And you can see that it is in a ball. We're going to press this mixture into a 9x13 pan. Now, the instructions didn't say whether I was supposed to spray this with cooking spray or not, but I did. The dough is pressed, you can see that, so it's pressed in the bottom of the pan. So that's set up for 20 minutes, and I'm using it as convection oven setting. While the crust is baking, we are going to add sugar and lemon zest to the food processor. So let's get that over here. So the sugar is 2.5 cups of caster sugar, but I use granulated sugar because that's what I have at hand. So some sugar, a tablespoon of lemon zest, so we have a little there, so I'm just going to add that. It is yellow, but it's not bright yellow, so we're going to just go with this and assume that it's okay, but it is a little yellow. I'm not using just egg. I am going to be using regular eggs instead. So just egg. To substitute real eggs, I had to use 3 whole eggs and 3 egg yolks. I'm mixing in 4 teaspoons of cornstarch, which I have here. So I'm just going to put that in. The lemon juice to create the sugar mixture. And we're going to add egg and cornstarch. And the mixture is pretty thick, so you have to be sure to grab it from the bottom of the bowl and make sure all of the sugar is incorporated. Got a nice yellow curd going here. So we're going to add our 1/3 cup of flour, baking powder, tartar, salt. It's pretty. So you can see we've got a nice lovely curd. So let me get that in the camera for you. It's nice. So I'm just going to leave that right here to cool. And then I'm going to go check on the crust and let's get the rest of this assembled and into the oven. You can see that it's a nice light, but I can see a little bit of dark around the corners, and you can see little bubbling on the surface that makes it seem like it's pretty done and ready to go. So I'm just going to set that down, pour the curd over the warm crust. So I'm going to do that. And I already tasted the curd just as a taste check, and it's really super lemony. The balance between lemon and sugar is just right. It's nice and tart, but it's not one way or the other, too sweet or too tart. So pouring the curd in, and go into the oven now that we poured the curd, but you can see that it's a nice curd on top of that crust. So you're going to bake that for about 15 or 20 minutes or until it's jiggly. So it's nice, it's a little golden brown around the edges. It's got a nice jiggle to it, so I'm going to set that there. The rest of some powdered sugar, so I'm just using a little sieve. Probably make it a little messy. And now you can see that it's all fully dusted. Right, so that is the fridge and that is cooling, and we will be back in a second. First, I'm going to taste the crust. Really good. So it has a little sweetness to it. Very shortbready. Really good. Okay, that's it. That was the recipe test. Thank you for joining us today. Cooking with David and David, and David's around here somewhere. Anyway, thanks for joining.